All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Ebon Sales Exalted. I'm going to turn it over now to Toshime for the recap.
I'm sorry, I believe his name is Tokame.
Last time, we liberated a town of bandits with the helpful Marten's help.
Oh, right, I should probably bring up the game, but first I need to update the donation goal again. One moment. But yes.
Not
It's
again.
instantly done.
And Zim, there is also a general influence in chat.
Yes, I did see that. Lex, general influence is not usable during tabletop games.
I'm willing to use it here. It fits here.
Wait, what do you mean influence isn't usable during tabletop games? I thought that was exactly when
General.
influence was to be used.
Like I
The
said,
general one.
general.
No, I'm willing to use that here because this is a little crab god. We must respect the crab, revere the crab. Make a cult too crabby and watch it become more powerful.
As general ethereal influence says, you cannot use that during tabletop games. That is for other games. And it's probably going to go away soon.
No big deal. I can make it work. I want to see Tojime's response when he sees the donation goal. I really want to see his response.
So everyone, please remember to update your icons. I need to do so as well.
Oh yeah, damn it.
Already got it.
For those of you who are watching the previous stream, you might notice something with today's donation goal for today's game. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I was expecting Buddha Vista to be in there somewhere.
I'm not that cruel. He's farther to the north. You guys have a long way to go to get to where he is. I mean, we'll eventually get there, but no, not yet. I'm not that mean. You guys aren't facing him right now. I'm ready to go once we get our thing.
Everything is ready to go?
Okay. So when we last left our intrepid heroes as Guaco, I want to make sure I'm saying it right.
Yep.
As he said, you guys landed on a tiny little island with small villages throughout it. and you have found that they had been enslaved, forced to work in an opal mine by a group of mercenaries. Working together, John, Guaco, Cyril, and Nevis, along with Nevis's army, the adorable assassins,
I'm
were
still
able...
not John. It's Yoon.
Sorry, it looks like John. My apologies. Were able to work together to wipe out the small outposts of mercenaries on this island. There was only around 100, so it wasn't too big of a deal working together. They also met Krabiris, the god of crabs, in this area. He is just a tiny little crab himself, at least as the appearance he seems to take on. And they also met another god, a god that was formerly worshipped on this island before the mercenaries came. Its form, it looks to be a giant wooden spider. The god of puppetry and manipulation, Karana. Along with him, they also met his chosen, the exigent of puppets, one of the exalted, only where other exalted are chosen by the larger gods. And there are multiple of them. Each exigent is one of a kind, chosen by a specific god and empowered with their suite of abilities and powers. Many gods do not survive the process of empowering a mortal with their essence. For in order to create an exigent, in order to create any exalted, requires that the god goes through the process of exigence, where they expose themselves to the divine fire from the unconquered sun. And within that flame, their power is purified and given form as an exaltation to empower a mortal. Weaker gods can do it, but their entire essence is burned and consumed by the fire to become that exaltation. Stronger gods will lose some power, but be able to empower a mortal champion, which in some ways is even greater and superior than any amount of power they may sacrifice. And you guys have met one such exigence. He seemed to be undercover. You do not know if it was his true name or not that he gave. He simply gave the title name of Ice to you when you met him before. Likely shorthand for whatever his name actually is, if that even is his real name. For all you know, this could have been just an identity he gave you while he was undercover studying the mercenaries and planning to overthrow them and destroy them. Which, thankfully, he had you to do. But that is where we begin today's session. Having just crushed these mercenaries, wiping them out to a man, and taking their small little fortress. You have freed this village, along with the other ones on this island. And now it is up to you to decide what you wish to do next, O Chosen. You were called here for a reason, it seems. But what you do next is up to you.
And the reason being for Nevis to plant his flag.
Well, yes, Nevis does need to claim this territory as his own.
Don't make me pull out. Oh, Silo.
Though in
As we
this
all know,
case-
Nevis does.
From one conqueror to the next.
Yeah, but the difference here is it's more they're going to have a protector that will come back and defend them if something like this were to happen again.
Oh god.
And he's also going to make sure they are well trained and ready to
My name tag fell.
defend themselves if anything were to come again.
And so you guys are celebrated. As you guys are led back to the village, the villagers are cheering. As you guys at the head of your forces are led up to the chieftain, and you see beside him Ice is also there. His old outfit of that very worn, raggedy, like almost beggar look is gone, and he is now dressed in a white vest with a pair of bandoliers over his shoulders in an X, along with a pair of black pants that look like it has like 24 pockets going up and down the sides of it. And he is also wearing a pair of gloves as well. And once again, you can see his shadow is moving. Like, there is a lot of movement in his shadow. Even though you can't really see what those figures are clearly, you can clearly see it's like things swimming in his shadow. As he's just kind of watching you guys as you're approaching.
Watch out, it's Peter Pan.
Greetings, saviors of our humble village. This man looks to be fairly old, 50s or 60s, which is quite old in this world. I welcome you here to our home. My name is 7 Days Dawn. Please, I humbly ask you to not harm our people for what you did, and to please let us live our lives peacefully as we have sought to do.
I am Nevis, King of Conquerors, and it is a joy to meet you. I assure you that your people will come to no harm. I seek to unify all of creation and make sure that they are able to defend themselves against such people like you have already been under the slavery of. So do not worry, for you will not be enslaved again. I will ensure it.
While your offer is very kind, sir, and we do thank you for our freedom, we have our own culture, our own way of life. We do not wish to be involved with the wider world. We prefer our own path.
If that is your wish, then we will simply leave. I urge you to reconsider. As you have seen, others may come again. But if you wish to be left alone to your own devices, then so be it. And with that, Nevis will turn and start walking away.
Just like that, you're gonna leave? You're just gonna give up like that?
He's not going to enslave them.
No. That's Ice calling out to you.
I knocked out the male turtle.
I do not seek to enslave these people. I feel that their choice is unwise. But nor am I going to force them into joining with me and receiving the protection and training that they would require to be safe in the future. If they wish to sit here and allow other mercenaries or worse to come along and enslave them again, well, I cannot do anything about that. However, those that wish to join with me are welcome to come, and they will be cared for. And those that are too foolish to accept it, well, they will get whatever happens to come their way. Perhaps nothing will come again. I do not know. I am no soothsayer. But, well, it has happened once already.
So you're just willing to take no as an answer and just turn around and lead your army out without taking anything from these people or doing anything despite the work you put in to liberate them, even if there's no reward?
The reward is simply doing good for the people of this land.
Justice is the reward.
You can see Ice is watching you as you're saying all this, like very carefully watching you. You get the distinct sense that he's getting the pickup of every quiver of your words, down to the very inflection of your voice to figure out if you are being truthful or not.
There is not a single quiver in his form, not even a shred of anything except for absolute confidence and determination in everything he does.
After like almost a full minute of just kind of watching you silently, he turns and leans over to the chieftain, and you see him lift a hand and whisper something to him before the chieftain will nod and kind of step forward again and lift a hand. Wait, please. We needed to know for sure. This was more of a test to see who and what you, and hopefully by extension your companions, truly are. You rescued us. Many would expect a reward for such thing, not being told that they were not wanted. It was our God's Chosen's idea to attempt to figure out your true intentions for us. And in his judgment, he believes you to be trustworthy. And while there is much to discuss, we are willing to listen to your proposals and consider them, if you may find this to be acceptable.
My goal is to simply bring peace to creation. There is going to be war that will need to be fought going forward. But peace does require war, especially against those that are of less virtuous implications. The wild exists not that far away from all of us. We may be far inland from it, but it is there, and their armies do march towards us. Therefore, I seek to put an end to the wild itself, unite all of creation. However, that may be required. But I do not force anyone into this. After all, we are not truly united if people are forced and enslaved into such a service.
Tyranny is no means to an end.
I need to go buy some slaves.
You will be killed.
we wish to discuss exactly what we can do for each other. And perhaps we can create a treaty between your forces and our villages here.
I believe that would be acceptable. However, I will admit, I'm not the greatest at such wordplay, so I need to find my my butler, and he is the one that typically manages such things. But I will assure you, your way of life will be preserved. Provided you do not seek to, you know, conquer others and enslave them as those mercenaries did, but I highly doubt you do.
Wisdom is recognizing one's shortcomings and working to overcome them.
I'm going to go up to Nevis and whisper, that spider god is going to get them into more trouble than it's worth.
And what do you mean by this?
Having them do a test to the people that just rescued them. It's a god of manipulation.
Hmm.
Do you remember the god did say him and his chosen do not get along, according to him.
Turtles can gather berries.
Yeah, he and the idea was the exigence for that.
It seemed this was Ice's idea, from what you know. The thing is, Karana is he said, Karana is a manipulator. For all you know, he could be lying or doing a mix of lies and truths to make you do what he wants. It's difficult to know, but if Karana is a god of manipulation, that means some of that manipulation did go to his chosen.
But I am saying to Nevis that we need to take care of this before something happens to them, because I know that my people will go after this spider god, which will endanger them.
If these people wish for their deity to be eliminated, then I shall do so. But if they wish for their deity to remain, I have no qualms with that. And I will extend my protection to these people. They will be safe.
Guaco, you do know this is pretty common knowledge. You would have been able to look it up, especially if you paid attention. This god was already censored once by the Dragonbloods in the south. And his temples and such were destroyed.
Yes, and if they find out that he's here, it's going to bring the armies to get rid and star metal him.
Yes, it's very likely that if the Dragonbloods find out about him, they would send a kill squad to kill him and wipe out all of his worshippers here.
That's what I'm trying to let Nevis know, is that if we don't take care of this god, then all these people are going to be wiped out.
But if you try to throw down with him, it's very likely Ice could side with him, and then you're dealing with an exigent and a god in his home territory, so that would be dangerous. That would just be common knowledge. But yes.
What's your thoughts, Nevis?
Nevis is quiet for a little while.
The body at you, didn't I? I forgot to actually do anything.
I do not wish for unnecessary conflict.
And you
And
actually
if
made it
these
where
people
everyone can be
wish to
covered
keep
with
their
armor around
deity,
his head, it just
then while there will be danger to them, I will not seek the death of this
Joke.
deity, of this god.
What does Icewind think?
you can both be tanks.
Do you actually ask him?
Yes.
You got fertilizer?
He's a fucking asshole, is what he is. A manipulative asshole. And the chieftain just kind of gasps. Like, how can you blaspheme? Like, he is. I mean, that's what he is. He doesn't have a choice about it. But he wants to take out the Dragonbloods. And I don't have any love for them either after they're the ones who sent these mercenaries after us for our opals and such. So
I will say, not all are bad.
oh, I know. But they're the ones who did it, I'm gonna kill.
Agreed. As long as this god does not wish to enslave these people or interfere with the unification of the world, then I have no qualms with him. Or it.
Ice just kind of snorts. Oh no, enslaving is way too forceful for him. He's much more likely to give you exactly what you want to get you to do what he wants. It's much more beneficial if you're in his debts, so that you're going to want to do what he wants rather than him having to force you. That's why he tolerates me just kind of telling him to fuck off.
He's the wild card that's going to cause all these people to die. Under your protection, Nevis.
Then I suppose we shall have to have a discussion with him. For I can bind him to my will. Nevis does have the charm to where he will be very much aware if the god breaks his oaths.
So, would you guys like to go visit the Spider God's temple?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ice will accompany you and lead you there. And Criberus is also with you.
As he should be.
And are you going to leave your army
Criberus.
with the...
Quiberius, for the record, would be riding on Nevis's shoulders.
Okay. Are you going to leave your army at the village to help things out and all that?
Computer, stop! What the hell were you even on about? I don't know. Anyways,
Alright. Feeding trough made.
where were we?
Alexis is trying to help you with your game.
Would
Oh,
you
right, the
guys
army.
be... Yes.
The army is being left with them, the villagers. Basically, his lieutenants are being given instructions to offer military training, drill, etc., to the villagers.
Okay.
Again, nobody is forced to do this, but Nevis is
Come on,
very
Grandpa, get out of that bed.
Nevis is
Right now, you don't have too many volunteers. Mostly the people are too busy trying to rebuild at the moment and gather supplies to survive and such after all this.
the soldiers will be. I was going to say the soldiers are going to be helping with that. The lieutenants and captains and whatnot, the officers, their job is offering training, military,
Okay.
combat
got
training
you
to
now.
those that are willing to learn.
And the rest of your troops are sent into the mines.
All right.
No.
What about our other two? Are you guys going to be up to anything while this meeting is going on, or are you guys going to be at the meeting as well?
I'll be
I
at the
have to
meeting.
Go to the meeting.
Okay, I figured you were over there.
I have embassy. I could help.
All right. So, as you guys head off,
I have integrity and able to spot lies.
you guys are soon able to make it to the decrepit temple. And it seems already you can see some of the villagers are here, and they are already hard at work at restoring this temple. You can see painters already painting new frescoes on the walls, stone layers, putting up new walls and repairing things. There seems to be a lot of people already hard at work here, trying to just fix it up, make it look better. And as you guys make it into the main area of the temple,
Going to ask the people to go back to their town. They need more rebuilding there than this temple does.
the head of the building effort, a large, rugged man, frowns when you say that. We need to be working here. We need to be fixing this place up after what they did.
And what did your spider god do to help you against the people who invaded?
He sent his chosen in order to help lead the way. He was already making preparations for overthrowing them when you guys acted.
Just be careful with this type of god. And go on my way, continuing to the meeting.
When you guys reach the main hall, the large stage in the center of the temple, you can see a few statues. They're kind of crude, but there was actual effort. Yes, Krabirus is still here. Who, by the way?
Tiberius.
Krabirius is there with them. He's on Nevis's shoulders. There are a few crude statues of the spider god set up in alcoves now. They're not super high quality, but you can tell that there was a lot of love and effort put into these. These were obviously well cared for and such. And you can hear the wooden clicking and moving coming from the ceiling. Well, welcome back, Chosen.
The people here have been liberated. However, we need to discuss your presence here.
Are you trying to fish, Jim?
What about it?
We need bait.
I'm trying to find out what is bait.
Nevis will gesture towards,
Had to go to a very far forest.
I believe there's more than just.
I have no idea how to pronounce your character's name, Toshime. Guaco?
Yes.
I am become death, destroyer of
Destroyer of worlds.
Tokeme believes Zim has gone mad with power.
Really?
That's what this game is all about. Legitimately, this game it's a game about going mad with power. This is what you do. We're playing the game right.
He's right. He's right.
Well, go ahead, Zim. Explain your plan to the master manipulator.
Gonna make me do all of the work here. Okay.
You're welcome.
How do you make a tap?
We haven't gotten to that level
Why can't I make a fish?
But it's time for Stream Raider, so go ahead, Toshime.
yet. We actually needed cementing paste for the carbonated saddle. Save for cementing paste until the level after.
What is your intention with these people?
To build up and expand my cults.
Also, you notice what I have in our base, right?
I noticed what.
I have something in the base. Something useful. No,
These people are going to be under my protection.
I don't think you saw the useful thing if you're playing Windows.
I will not allow them to be enslaved or forced into anything against their desire.
Oh, you misunderstand. They do nothing out of their own, out of force. Everything they do is out of their own free will. They desire to worship me, and in exchange, I strive to protect them. As I sacrifice some of my power in order to empower an exigent, in order to drive out those marauders.
How long were the marauders there?
Oh, I have no ammo, so.
They've been here for around a month
You
now.
just said that. You just said not well, like it was a luck thing.
Observation. It did appear as though the townsfolk were very much ready to worship this individual.
If I like poison and
Indeed, they've been worshiping me for years now.
I eat and I'm like, I guess so.
And it took you
I wouldn't do
a
that.
month
I wouldn't fucking
to actually
poison
respawn when the marauders came.
in front of what is a door.
No, I empowered my chosen a month ago. However, it takes time for a mortal to learn to wield those abilities. I did what I could to teach him, but he would not accept my teachings and decided to go out on his own.
What exactly did you promise to these people?
Safety, protection, and what assistance that I could.
And how have you protected these people? Not
I
very
keep-
well, from what I've seen.
Be careful of what you say next. You are my guests within my temple. However, I do owe you a debt of gratitude for what assistance you gave. This is just a small force, though. There are many, many more throughout the other islands around here. We were making plans to dispatch most of them as well once we had liberated this area. in order to ensure that they would not come back once they lost contact with the forces here.
The others will be destroyed in very short order.
Not yet. I need
This is a very, very large mercenary company. I believe over 20,000 soldiers. This is one of the largest in all of creation.
Oh, is that
I
all?
have the metal tools, I just don't have the smithy.
An army of 20,000 people is massive in this world.
And Nevis
Like,
is very confident he can destroy them all.
I mean, you are exalted, so that's fair. That is the proper response for an exalted. That's it.
We are a circle of Exalted. That makes it even more scarier.
Fair.
Analysis. An army of even 20,000 has no power against an exaltation.
The issue is I do not know what their numbers consist of. I do not know if there could be chosen among them, such as dragon bloods, or perhaps a solar, such as yourselves, or one of the other types. I do not have enough information to make my plans, thus I believe my chosen was attempting to acquire such information to make his plans and strategy. Ice just kind of glares, you know? Oh, child, do you think that you can get anything past me that easily? I let you go. Do not think that you can escape my strings. Ice just kind of huffs and looks away.
As you do owe me a debt,
That would be very useful.
we will be working out terms for you to settle that debt to me.
I do not truthfully owe you anything. I choose to honor the fact you helped me, but I did not truly
Oh, okay. I just saw fun.
ask for it. You volunteered.
Meat into jerky?
You say a lot, but you speak nothing.
It's cooked meat then.
Boil. We need boil.
Yeah, but you do need the recipe.
Your
I-
words lead me to believe that you do not wish to help these people. You simply seek power for yourself.
I need a ton of wood as well from
My
You say a lot about plans, and yet you have proven that you have no way of actually realizing them
One got away.
without outside influences.
you can hear a lot of clicking.
Oh, hey, one of those,
I
elk guys I found.
was once one of the most powerful gods in the south. I
You gonna tame it?
was one of the greatest gods of the arts that has ever walked creation.
Nevis is slamming the butt of his spear down on the floor as hard as he can to interrupt this thing. Preferably leaving a nice sizable crack in the stone.
Oh, there's a blue
Mhm.
right next to us.
And I am Nevis, King of Conquerors. This land shall be united. And having one such as yourself seeking to twist strings and bend people to your will not be accepted.
Why are there so many?
Because they ate hunting packs.
I have
You will work for the good of these people, and in return, they will offer you proper compensation. That is the way that I will have this work. You may have been powerful once, But as you yourself have admitted, you are not any longer.
The copies eat it?
These people will not serve you. Instead, it will be a mutual understanding. Do I make myself clear?
They are mortals. They worship, I give.
Maybe the copies just scared it off.
It's possible.
You will earn their worship.
I should probably eat something in real life.
Me too.
And who are you, little mortal,
I mean, it's
to
not
tell me what I can or cannot do?
I just said, I am Nevis, King of Conquerors. And I stand by my word to protect these people.
My turn.
And I-
Monkey leap technique, and I'm going to smash him with my hammer.
No, we
Are
are
you-
not
are you
attacking
actually-
him yet. If you try that, Nevis is going to do his best to stop you.
I was gonna say, wait, it's like.
And I, Yoon, the Chainbreaker, stand by Nevis. I will not let you be a cruel master to these people.
You were powerful once.
I can make it for you.
I have been given the power of a god far more powerful than you.
I was going to, and then we got distracted with the.
Oh
Gosh.
boy.
Cautionary.
Wanted to go to.
Oh boy.
Cautionary observation. Given previous generous what's the word? Shit. What's the word you use when you value something? Like you figure out its value?
Appraise.
Cherish, appraise.
Appraise, thank you.
okay.
Given previous appraisals of your abilities, do you believe that such abilities were ever in contest with the Exalted?
There is silence.
Continued query. If said appraisal is only of a past status of yours, do you believe that your current status still holds up?
I seek for mortals, as you call us, and the gods to live in peace together, working together, not one serving another, not one deigning to potentially grant a boon in return for their gifts. These people work hard for their lives, for their own purposes to survive. You will not take advantage of that without due compensation.
I am not some minor god to be commanded by uppity mortals.
I can't wait till I can get a sickle.
Insight check.
Oh, you don't need to roll that. He is clearly very upset right now, and he's trying to rein in his temper.
I mean, technically, I don't have to. After all, I just spend one mode to know
Why did this
automatically
Marten
this
video
lighting.
come up?
I was redeemed by attacks 360.
Achi?
Achi?
I just
Achi?
don't...
I can't see it.
Yeah, I don't see that it was redeemed either.
Oh yeah, no, it popped up for me.
Weird. Something must
And
be
as
going wrong.
Nevis is keeping me back from doing this, I'm taking another point of limit.
Yep, fair.
Okay, as long as, you know, we have a custom bot written for the Marten bot, and I was worried when I didn't see the redeem myself that maybe some kind of bug happened with it and I need to go poke my coder for it. It's just really weird that it's not popping up for me.
Yeah, it's not popping up for me either. That's so weird.
I'm refreshing the page.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, the
now I'm
Marten's
seeing
stealing
it.
candy.
Now I see it now that I've refreshed the page. Okay. Anyways, back to the game.
Yes, this god does not look pleased at all in the slightest at what you guys are saying.
Because I need it for.
This world will be changed. The balance of power will be equalized.
That removes tooltips.
For the better, if we have any say in it.
Just leveled up.
Fuck, because I can't see tooltips right now, and I'm really worried.
I'm learning the Trank arrow.
You cannot destroy me.
Don't use it on me.
You do
I-
not possess the power to do so.
I do not wish to destroy you.
Maybe it's backspace or H.
We are aware
Raised-
of what Exalted have done in the past, right?
We are.
Vaguely, yes.
Well, I'm meaning, like, we
for-
know that we, you know.
Oh no, not that stuff. Not unless you had someone who actually told you.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Most of the
Nevis,
sidereals do.
Sidereals actually get formal training in it.
Yeah.
either way,
Right next to our house.
Okay.
I do not wish to destroy you. I would rather you continue and serve as a proper guardian and benefactor to these people.
I am. They serve me, and I give them what they need. It is the way of things. It is how it always has been.
I think it's in the left chest.
You would be better to be served to these people as star metal.
I think it's in the right chest.
Where's the white beacon?
It was to the
Intimidate.
Make your roll. Okay, let's see. He's probably that with this. Yes, you are able to influence him with that role. What kind of intimacy are you trying to give to him?
I want him to want to be star metal.
That would not work. You can give him something like a intimacy of like fear towards you, terror, worry, doubt, things like that to go with your intimidate.
Okay, fear
Okay.
of me.
Right now, he has a minor intimacy of fear towards you. as he looks at you a little worriedly. You think you can just walk in here and threaten me in my sanctum? You think that I would let you do that?
I do not recall seeking your permission to do anything.
Those are my worshippers.
And
They
yet, we did what you could not. We protected them. We saved them. You did nothing!
Instead of a horde of EXP, we get a horde.
Yes. Throw your little tantrums. I was working through my chosen to gather the information necessary to strike a blow to crumble the entire army, to win the war and not the battle. You don't have much of a mind for strategy, do you, darling?
Ooh.
Joke.
Sorry, Nevis.
Actually, he wasn't talking to Nevis there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd love to see. There's not many that can really stand up to Nevis when it comes to strategy.
No, he wasn't. He was not addressing Nevis there. He was addressing the Chainbreaker there.
But he gets the egg.
Sometimes you must make sacrifices. Sometimes you must be willing to accept
Moriarty.
suffering. Sometimes you must accept sorrow, pain, hardship in order to progress your plan, in order to weave your web around your enemy, to weave a wall of false meekness, to project for your enemy to embrace a false strength before you strike and end them with minimal danger to yourself.
Maybe you can lull other mortals with your well-crafted words. But you do not fool me.
Nevis, you see what trouble this one will cause?
I would take the suffering myself before leaving it to any under my care.
I will in just a second.
You have done nothing to deserve these people.
You have an army, a well-trained army of beast folk. These people had sticks before me. They had nothing. I gave artifacts of great power to my chosen, for the time was right to fight. Relics of vast power that could give him an army to drive out the usurpers. Do not think I did nothing for these people. Do not think I sacrificed part of myself to give this chosen power to protect them. Do not think I did not sacrifice for them.
And you
And
say
yet
you were a
you-
major god. What happened to your major amount of worshippers who would protect you?
Actually, that was explained.
Wait, I wager they saw you for what you really are.
We fought and died together. We fought against the Dragon Bloods. We fought to protect the young ones so they could escape, so they could carry on my teachings. They willingly chose to give their lives beside me, fighting with me against those dragon bloods, and gave their lives so that they could escape. And they fell beside me.
And yet you survived. Instead
Because
of giving your life for your people.
I lost my body.
I spend the mode.
Okay.
I use my acquainted with deception.
He's telling the truth here. 100%. I fought with them. I lost my body, my physical form. I lost everything and was left there in the dark before my chosen came back for me. They worked in secret to rebuild me a body and to help me escape from there, and brought me here. They saved me. They are mine, and I will not see them demean for what they gave for me.
So you do care for mortals, as you put them.
The Dragon Bloods did not agree that I spoke out against them, that I said that their way was not the true way, that they were lying to maintain control of the masses. They did not like that I towed their little line, and neither did the Bronze faction of Heaven. They did not like that I did not agree with how things were under their rule rather than the old way, how it should have been, how it once was, until they decided to control the gods by controlling their worship, to make them toe the line. I and my followers did not. I thought my power could protect us, but we were betrayed.
And isn't it fitting that you're talking to a member of House Pelps?
Be glad he doesn't know that.
I am saying that.
Oh, you can feel Eight Eyes glowering at you.
Where's your chili at?
Might be in the back.
Like, you can feel, like, almost feet on you.
This is going to be a most magnificent fight.
You are not one of them chosen of the sun. That influence is accepted, who? Might take a little bit of time for that to actually manifest in-game, but that is acceptable, and it will happen eventually.
Change comes to everyone. The future I will build will be one where gods and mortals are equal. Where the gods earn their place of worship. I do not seek to diminish the gods, but I do wish for them to earn their place.
Okay. Let's see here.
So I'm guessing that fear turned to hatred.
You'll see. Yeah, you'll see. Give me a second here. Bringing this up. So, let me check my things real quick. My notes, my notes, my notes. Okay.
Time for
There
another
we go.
point of limit.
Give me a presence roll, Nevis, and you have 2 stunt dice for this if you wish to use them here.
I mean, I actually have a pretty good presence as it is.
Yeah, presence plus whichever. I could see force or finesse for this.
Finesse.
So you can, yep, you can use finesse here. I will allow that.
Oh, it's level 14. I kind of want to tame it so we can have enough loot for
Should I use these stunt dice or no, though?
I mean,
Like,
you
when
can
will
get
they-
stunt dice very easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I'll
you
go
can
and
bank
use them.
stunt dice, so you can have multiple sets of them, and you can use them to also
Oh.
change the scene and put things in.
I wasn't sure if they expired or something.
They don't expire until the very end of the session.
Ah. Well, I'll go ahead and use them.
Reroll your tens.
Ooh.
I feel like this is a worthy roll for what you just did.
I do have raw meat in my inventory. Okay.
So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The dialogue came at me.
Okay.
Good job.
What kind of intimacy do you want to instill in him with this speech that you're giving?
Our little pet baby. It's a guy. They're both guys. Wow.
Loyalty and hope for a better future is kind of what I'm hoping for. One that will actually, a future that will actually work for the better of everyone. That is his goal.
You actually rolled high enough and enough dice to, even through his mental defense, to instill in him a major intimacy for this,
Woohoo!
rather than a minor. So yes, you see him shift his attention. You all see him shift his attention to Nevis and look at him as he speaks to him. As he was giving that speech to him.
Real quick, I would like to explain for the. Would you mind explaining intimacies to the chat?
Oh, sure, yeah. So in this game, I'm sorry, everyone, I did not mean to. Intimacies in this game work like this. You have major intimacies and minor intimacies. Minor intimacies are like, hey, I like this person. Or, hey, I hate this person. Or, hey, this thing I think is kind of cool. Minor intimacies are just kind of like basic things. They kind of color your perception of the world, but they don't push you to do something. A major intimacy is something like, I love acting. And acting to you is like one of your greatest loves, and you will do anything to be able to do it. Major intimacy of love towards someone, like this person is like your life. You truly love them with all of your heart. A major intimacy is something that will affect you in the world. Like, you will go out of your way to do whatever you can for that intimacy. Basically, these are things that kind of show like what your character cares about and such. And whenever you make a roll for social foo, as we call it here, you are either attempting to increase or decrease
Great
someone's
fun!
intimacy.
Right, boo?
So, like, you can try to debate with someone about, hey, this isn't a good thing, and here's why this isn't a good thing, to erode and weaken someone's intimacy. There can be magic. There is magic that can do it. Otherwise, this is just like, think of yourself and think of the things that you truly care about. Like, what things would you like fight for? What things are just like, well, this thing is important to you, but not big enough that you would like risk your life for? That type of thing. Those are intimacies. Intimacies are just things like how you feel towards something. Like, I love my cat Kelly. I would do almost anything for my cats. I would do anything for Zim.
I was about to say, your boyfriend sitting here in the call, completely forgotten in favor of the cat. Okay.
Aww, so cute.
I mean,
listen. I need to speak out against this right now. I have been in several relationships where people have loved the pet more than me. This isn't an uncommon thing, and it's something you need to get. You need to accept it. You need to accept they love the animal more than you.
Oh, hi, Toshibe. Why are we? Oh, why are we doing this now? Oh God.
You weren't expecting it at this time.
Oh no.
I remind you again, the the donation goals are primarily meant to be implemented in the next session. Not necessarily the same one.
No, it wasn't the influence, so that is okay. No, this is
the donation. Those are meant to be done in the next session.
Yeah, but I
not normally for Kerr's games.
Yeah, I kind of plan around Toshime doing this.
But I'm just saying, you do not have to implement it right now. Implement it when it's good for the story.
I know, but I was expecting Toshime to do it, but it's like, oh, you chose this moment. Why did you choose this moment? Because now my brain is all going like, oh, so this is going to happen now. When is this the proper moment to make absolute havoc happen and joy and wonders?
Your chosen death.
But yes, with that though, you see slowly the spider actually come down on a thread of silk. It is big. Like, actually seeing it now up close, this is a very big wooden spider. It's like 10 feet tall.
Well, today I learned that when pushed enough, even a god of deception can tell the truth and be passionate about it.
You see, spiders are just like people when you hold them at gunpoint.
You truly think that mortals and gods can coexist with the rampant corruption in heaven?
I will deal with heaven at some point.
You proud of me?
This world is suffering. This world is struggling. The wild is constantly encroaching upon creation. People are at war with each other. They are fighting each other. They are enslaving each other. I truly believe that that can change, and I will bring that change. Mortals and gods and the Exalted can all coexist.
We have a veritable party now. I'm so happy, Jim. I'm so happy.
And Kerr, I'm sorry for sending you that one.
No, you're good.
Is your is the new influence accepted, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
The god turns. Karana walks over to one of the walls, and you see him tap at it with his one of his talons.
Also, how tall did you say he is?
He's like 10 feet tall.
Oh, not that much taller than Nevis then. Okay.
For a normal mortal, he is very big.
Nevis
And
be long.
when he finishes, you hear a grinding sound as the wall moves up. And you see a passageway deeper into the temple open. Once, in an age long past, I knew someone. We would spend hours upon hours in debates, discussing the arts, discussing proper showman techniques, different debates about what should and should not work in the world, and how the world could be rather than the way the world was. Their knowledge of the arts was unmatched, and how I relished those talks before the Dragon Bloods and their sidereal masters killed them. But before he died, he gave me something. An item that he had forged to represent his dream of what creation could be rather than how it was in his time. And he will reach out and draw a spear from its where it was hanging on the wall, and you can see wrapped around it is what looks to be fabric under the spearhead. And the spear looks to be made, the handle and hilt of the spear itself looks to be made of some type of like almost translucent crystal. The blade looks to be made of this dark metal that you can almost see like faces and such moving in it. And you can't see really under the golden fabric, you can't see what's under there. And he comes back in the two little paws in front of his face. He is holding the spear as he comes back to you, Nevis.
What the hell, Jake? What was that?
Nevis will look at the spear. Is this a gift towards this future?
Perhaps you can see this future to its conclusion when he wasn't able to.
I will see it come.
So, want to go try to tame a Karna? Or kill it? Knock it out and kill it?
And Nevis will reach out and accept the spear,
Well, on my server,
unfurling the flag on it.
dinosaur.
When you do
It
so,
doesn't have anywhere near the height.
Nevis.
Now I will say.
You limit break.
No. When you do so, you see the entire world vanishes. And you see a different world. You see a different body. You are not a military leader. You are a leader of the arts. You are a leader in leading cities and nations, helping to try to bring people together, despite their myriad differences. And the differences between other Exalted, who are basically fighting between each other like dogs. And you can
Like dogs.
see not just years or decades, but centuries working at this. Centuries of attempting to bring about your perfect world. And also, you can see centuries of talking, debating, laughing, crying, joking, every emotion under the sun with this god, Karana, as one of your closest friends and deepest confidants, as you sought to bring culture, art, shows, theater across creation, to use those as your weapons to combat hatred, doubt, apathy, and all of the darknesses that can plague humanity. And you remember the day you died, when the Dragon Bloods came for you. You fought, even though you preferred peace. You fought, and you killed hundreds, just trying to get away. And though they wounded you, you were able to make it back to your friend and save him from an assassination squad that had come after him. And you gave him your last relic before you fell defending him, where you dragged 3 sidereal grandmasters down with you in the greatest show of your life, and saved your best friend's life in the process before he went into hiding for almost a century. And then the vision is gone, and you are once more holding this flag, and you can see beneath the spear the heads of 5 dragons etched in jade, each a different color. Woven between the heads, around them, threads of star metal. And within the eyes of each dragon are dots and orbs of what looks to be moon silver. And the entire flag itself emblazoned with the sunburst of the solars, the moon of the lunars, the beautiful stars of the sidereals, and the image of 5 dragons intertwined of the dragon bloods. The entire flag, that gold fabric, isn't fabric, but orichalcum, pressed so thin and treated with a process that you half remember is almost like fabric now. every magical material, every one of the chosen represented on this flag. This spear, a weapon of both peace and war.
And Nevis is going to rip off the flag and replace it with the Marten one he wielded on his other spear. Kidding. 100% kidding.
Basic resources.
Also, we're having some net issues here. One moment.
Resources are always.
I want to give that a moment to recover here.
Right. Did the Litosaur survive?
Nevis looks at this flag as ew.
Oh, there's something attacking.
Oh, he's going to put his Marten flag on this as well, but...
Stone stuff.
Went too far.
Which
He goes, ew, look me with those feelings.
And as I put in chat, my character is aligned with the bad guys in my background. So my
Oh.
character has a twisted view of the world.
That will be
I see,
fixed.
you're Pentex.
Don't worry, everything is fine.
I don't know why our net is fluctuating like it is.
I just had to say that before people start getting mad at me, not the character, for the way I'm wanting to squash the spider.
Yes, I love how you guys were like, oh yeah, we don't really like the spider god that much, and now it's like everyone in chat is like, we can have Spooder. Spooder is good. Spooder is friend.
My character, still, I see spider, I have hammer.
Do not hurt Spooder. Spooder is good boy.
And Nevis never wanted to kill the spider. He genuinely wants to unify the world. But nor is he going to accept people that are, you know... That spider wanted to stick to the old ways where he was given things and then maybe occasionally gave a blessing out.
Good makeup for,
He still wants to manipulate. It's part of one of his major intimacies.
Yeah, he can't change that. It is what he is. It is what he is the god of.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you do a speech to him to convince him otherwise.
Yeah, Red Raven, I just want to say real quick, like, almost all of this is kind of just made up off the top of my head. I'm going as the players decide to go. Like, I
Meanwhile, my
know
my
who
character
these
sits
characters
over here
are,
with-
but I'm just kind of making it up as I go.
Meanwhile, my character sits over here with absolutely
you said that about the other
no stake whatsoever.
murdered me.
He's just like, yeah, this is very interesting. There's a spider over there. These guys want to kill it. I think I'm gonna watch.
Yeah.
It went to the
Red Raven, one of my major virtue is to unite the houses under House Pelops, which is the ones who took away the power from this spider god in the first place.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Yeah. That's gonna get awkward just a tad. Don't worry about it. Everything will be okay. Anyway, continue. Yes.
Why I'm slowly getting points of limit, which will make her happy when I reach 10.
Isn't he already at like 3?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's not good.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, I'm keeping track of everyone else's limits.
Luckily, I have none so far. I don't think anyone really has any so far.
That you know of.
Yeah, I'm confused too. I'm not sure what has happened that Nevis would be at limit for.
No, I'm just keeping track. If anyone does something that would get them limit, I keep track of it.
Something against your virtues,
Uh-huh.
then
You
the DM has can mark it down without you knowing.
Okay.
Okay,
When you
one of the
hit 10, that's when.
you go into limit break and bad things happen. You go crazy.
I'm just saying, so far, I mean, his major virtue is ambition, and his minor is loyalty. And, you know, very
What
much fitting
ambition
on
is
that.
it?
Wait, is that one a man?
Unite the world under him.
Oh, we haven't made it there.
Well, no, unite the world.
They're made it now.
The world, they will need a leader,
You're welcome.
but he doesn't necessarily seek to be that leader. Instead, to, you know,
Remember you saying that
his ambition is strictly unite the world.
while looking at
I mean, it'd be nice. A temple would be nice.
Oh, I was looking at its
I mean, he won't turn that down.
Nevis is going to gain points of limit when he actually sees the houses.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Probably.
I
Because
thought the
the
gods
houses are
didn't
not
like.
united.
Oh no, they're going Game of Thrones on each other.
But
I
even
thought the
then,
gods didn't like that the Exalted were being worshipped.
Oh, I mean, they don't believe in that either, but they also don't. They also believe that most of you guys are anathema and must be wiped out and murdered on sight.
a lot of 3d6s here.
You can have worship.
Oh, I can make a crossbow and
It has to be on the proper day.
yes. We can start growing
Nevis's first goal, his primary goal, is to eliminate the wild.
crossbow can fire underwater, so we'll be
But he knows to do that, or at least he believes that in order to do that, we first need to unite the world.
How's your pterodon doing on ttrpg?
But his ultimate goal is remove the wild.
You sure?
The wild is the giant sea of chaos around creation, around the world. It is literally chaos incarnate.
Basically, for those that aren't aware, there is an actual border to the world. There is a actual... The world is basically flat, except not exactly flat. But you don't fall off the, it's not like where people used to believe that you would fall off the edge of the world if you go too far. Instead, you just go to Chaos Incarnate if you go outside.
You just go to
of the,
purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left becomes purple, up becomes down, and so on.
this is
Yep.
like
Up is down, down is up, and left is purple.
I haven't even seen
And if Nevis does truly get rid of the wild, then World of Darkness cannot happen.
But yes, Nevis, what is your reaction?
I know that's not much.
It's wild. WYLD. It is potential, chaos, creativity. It is also where the fair folk live. You don't want to go there because they eat souls.
Like spaghetti.
But yes, Nevis, what is your reaction to all of this vision that you just had?
He looks at the flag for a long time before giving a firm nod. And
Which is why I told you.
he places his... he leaves his spear in the hole that he made, actually, for the moment. And slams this new one down into the ground. Probably again making another hole, but not so much as a shut up as a yes, affirmative kind of thing.
My followers
This
are
will
going to be
be a-
very annoyed. They just put in a new floor.
You shouldn't have a base till like level 10.
But this will be a very fine flag to unite the world under. However, some changes will be needed.
Changes.
It is not the Exalted that will lead the New World. At least not only them. Gods will be involved, and the mortals will be involved.
You know what? If You're so worried.
You're lowering its effective.
But it is a very fine beginning towards a unified front.
Perhaps you really can be different, after all. And here I thought... it wasn't... I'd almost given up hope.
Nevis, I know who else should meet this god. Domino.
Why should Domino meet this god?
This is the god of performances.
Ah.
I would like to see Domino do a tap dance.
I have the perfect name for mine now too.
You begin to hear the sounds of tapping across the floor. Oh, you did not. Not in my temple. Did somebody wish to see a most perfect performance, you say? No, nobody said that. We were having a moment. And now you have an even more perfect moment with me, darling. You know what?
Don't teach my hamster to suck eggs.
You know what? I want to take that flag back. I'm taking that flag back.
Capture the flag.
I did not want him here either.
As you see a being, powdered wig, face painted white, in a Baroque outfit, fancy yet regal. Sure, I'm fine with that.
What just happened? Oh, you're referring to the influence.
Yeah. And this man literally is just tap dancing across the stage, and he literally just appeared in a puff of salt. Ah, Nevis, darling. I see you are accessorizing. How perfect, I must say. Something from your old life? It works for you, I think, darling.
Yoon just
My
taps
old
Nevis on the
life?
shoulder and just kind of walks out. This one is on you.
Oh, yes, darling. Your previous life, the life before you, with this exaltation. The one who had it beforehand.
And I assume I don't know much about that still.
Nope, you just had that vision. That's all you have.
It was a mixture.
Are you saying that
Gave me like 50 to 100.
my exaltation was the previous owner of this spear?
It's the one he's the one who made it, darling. Why do you think you have those memories? You were the one who did it. Well, the old owner of your exaltation.
Well, perhaps I will finally complete this goal.
A most perfect adventure, I must say, darling. Truly, one for the historical record. Stories they will tell. Oh, they will be beautiful. They will be wonderful. They will be perfect.
Zim, I'm going to have to apologize for when Nevis will have to face Domino.
That's the thing, though. Nevis does not necessarily see all fair folk as evil.
He is the wild.
He wants to destroy the wild, yes.
I don't even think we're high enough.
But the people, the beings living there, will be given their chance to have a place in creation.
They can't survive in creation.
Oh, well, then they'll die.
Yeah,
That's why I say that.
they cannot survive in creation. They literally have to eat souls or make holes in creation to let the wild end survive. Creation is too static. It's too solid for them. They can't take it. Their bodies literally will dissolve and break apart and calcify. They have to feed on essence to survive.
The only way to have him be of creation is having a certain person's exalt bring back to creation to make him into a mountain folk.
Yeah, that would work. Red Raven, to answer your question real quick, the fair folk are the fae in this world. The gentry, the fair folk, the fae, they have multiple titles, multiple names.
The Seelie Unseelie.
Yep. They are beings of the wild, beings of chaos. They do not necessarily have a physical form. They choose to make physical forms because they see it. And they cannot truly create anything. They can only copy and mimic. They can change those things, but they cannot truly create something brand new.
Unless you're Domino.
Domino is special, though. The fair folk, though, are intrigued by creation and its people because to them, these mortals can make new things. These mortals can do new things. And they do all these strange things that they just don't understand. They don't understand why people sit down and eat or have great feasts. They don't understand why they go to war with each other over these silly things. They don't get it. They don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to them. But it's interesting. For them, in the wild, everything is a story. Everything, the way you live in the wild is by a story. If you are not part of a story, you don't exist. So they constantly do great dramas and war and battle against each other or manipulation or all that kind of stuff because that makes them real. That lets them survive.
Mimicry of creation.
And to them, by devouring mortal souls, they can see their dreams. They can understand their creativity a little bit, and it intrigues them. They want more of it. So that's one of the reasons why they are called the Soul Eaters.
I just want to point out, Exalted have killed things, strangled a thing that does not need to breathe and wasn't technically alive even, to death. What is giving fair folk the ability to exist and create in creation to an Exalted?
Exalted can do that because they can force reality onto them. An Exalted can kill a fair folk.
Yes.
Like, they can actually permanently kill one.
But they run on a different sense of essence. You need to have some sort of thing to be giving them essence of creation.
Yeah, you need to allow them to process the essence of creation while still maintaining that wild spark.
And what I am saying is, Exalted have done crazier shit. I think a determined enough Exalted can figure out a way to do that.
You know, he's not wrong.
Yes. So how good is your craft to be able to craft something like that?
Give me a decade, we'll get there.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a matter of time.
As much as I enjoy this game, I can't come up with anything right now. I'm way too tired, so I think I'm just gonna call it here and just be on
We
my
still
way.
have an hour and a half left.
Yeah, but I also haven't
He's been
really
out too way long.
Okay.
Mhm.
yeah,
You need to fix your sleep schedule.
brain not work good.
Alright, rest well.
Yes, thanks for having me again.
No problem.
Sleep well.
See ya.
And Kerr,
See ya.
Yes.
Kerr, you're gonna have to look at art share.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, Red Raven's
I'm-
apparently been drawing Faye this whole time.
I'm going to look. Where are you?
That is very nice.
Shares at the very bottom at art and NSFW.
Red Raven, may I bring this up on stream?
Oh, I do kind of want to
Hop up.
So I just want to say real quick, Red Raven, this actually would probably be a fair folk. I could totally see this as a Western fair folk or a Southeastern fair folk because there's a new sea over there as well. So the quick little note. In Exalted, the Fairfolk are split into courts. One of the courts is called the Court of Compassion, and these Fairfolk believe in loving humans and taking care of them. They still devour the soul of the person that they are with, but they treat their humans very kindly. They try to fulfill all their dreams and desires as they try to learn more about them and see them as they feed. Yeah, no, this very much gives me Fairfolk for Exalted vibes. Fairfolk are very much shapeshifters. They can look like whatever they want. They can be multiple things at once if they want to.
If they share the same title.
Yeah, this is true. But also, like, a Fairfolk could be a sword, it could be a location, and it can also be a person all at the same time.
You know, Red Raven, we may have to have a chat. I might have to get you to draw one of our tabletop groups. Perhaps even this one.
I want to make.
A mission! But yes. Continuing. Domino is going to be looking at you. Oh, darling. You did quite a few things in the past, things that you don't even remember. Oh, the things I could tell you, but... well, that would require a deal, of course. And, well, we know how you feel towards those, don't we, darling? But do not, as he's about to continue, one of the villagers comes running into the temple, like full on dead sprint. Wait, emergency! Wait, please come back to the village. We one of the southern island Everyone's dead.
And Nevis is already sprinting out the door to the temple.
We are not done with this discussion. And off I go.
Ice is also going to follow you guys as well.
And Domino.
Domino's actually just staying there watching you guys as you run off. He is not actually following them.
He's still tap dancing.
No, he is now river dancing.
Oh no. Now you insult my people.
But yes, as you make it back to the village, the chieftain is there, and he is looking very shaken. We just got reports in the southern island. It's only a few miles from here. It's very easy to reach by boat. We had we traded fish and materials with them. We traded goods between each other. We were trying to open up contact again. Now that we do not have to deal with those mercenaries, and my fishermen just returned from there. Everyone there is dead. Every man, woman, and child slain. And we have no idea what did it.
I shall leave half of my forces here to defend you as we move on. I will find out what happened there, as well as rescue the other islands here.
Oh, did you get knocked out?
Yeah.
The island to the north, that's the one that has the actual the mercenary base. It's one of their large strongholds here in this little tiny region. There is a island to the south and the east of us. Those were the main hubs, us four. And I don't know about if any other villages on that island. We didn't trade as much with them. I don't know how many people are alive there. Which villages are left? We didn't. This was our largest area with them. He seems to kind of just be droning on, like he's almost in shock.
I assure you that those responsible will be punished. They will be brought to justice.
Oh, there's one thing very important, very important. There were mercenary bodies there as well. All of them. My sailors did. There was a small fort nearby of theirs. All of them were dead there as well. It wasn't just the villagers. It looked like every mercenary had been slain as well for that village.
Trailed them all.
That water jar? I can learn that right now. The Trudon's still here. It's still running over.
Would do that? It would kill hundreds of people.
Still one.
Could I have an occult plus intelligence roll from everybody, please? Or sorry, occult plus
It's running now.
an occult roll. You guys can make do with whichever stat is your best one.
Now it's running back.
I mean, there is no
Sagacity for
intelligence
everybody.
anymore.
Oh yeah, sorry, sagacity. Thank you, Toshime.
Got ya, bitch.
And if you don't have any dots in it, it's a -1.
Correct. That's really cool, Red Raven. That's really cool. All right, let's see. Nevis has advisors for this.
Mine's actually 7.
Looks like actually 8.
There's a 1 in there.
Okay. So Cyril and Guaco, both of you guys realize if you have
No.
this.
Even with that 1, it would be an 8 by my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then down to 5 with that 1. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it would be 8.
So you guys.
9.
Oh,
9.
10 is 2. 9, 7, 8. Which makes 6. -1 is 5. Then plus 2 is 7.
then you rolled the other 7 from the
Yeah.
10.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You guys with that roll, both of you, would easily know if this many people were killed.
Shadowland.
Yes, and left out to rot like this. From the sounds of it, their bodies were just left there. That is going to create a Shadowland where the walls between the underworld and creation weaken, and the dead can start walking around. And also, you are going to have a lot of very upset, hungry ghosts who are going to start hunting the living to basically devour their blood and murder them in horrible, horrible fashions at night. Right now, the sun is still high in the air, so a Shadowland would not be able to form at least until night falls. So you guys have probably around 7 or 8 hours before sunset hits.
So,
But yes,
can we, stop that by...
We need to go over there and venerate the dead.
Yeah.
yes. You would not be able to stop the Shadowland from forming, likely. That would require powerful magic, usually, to do that. You do not have anyone who is initiated to sorcery to do that type of ritual to try to stop it. You can, however, stop the hungry ghosts from rising, that's the dangerous part here. If you can go bury the dead, give them the proper respect that they deserve, you can probably stop the ghosts from rising and causing problems. You might still have a couple because, well, they were probably murdered, and that usually can create a hungry ghost or two, but you're not going to have a giant army of them. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So yeah, half of Nevis's army is going to stay here. The other half is coming with, and provided the others tell Nevis, because, well, he's got no idea on this, we will head off for that.
Yep, that might be the best idea.
You want Ice to come along with you guys.
Does he want to come?
I assume Ice is with us. Nevis is going to turn to Ice. I believe it would be best if you stayed here to protect these people.
He'll nod. I'll keep watch here. At least there'll be one Exalted here in case whatever this thing is comes here.
And I do believe that insert God's name here will assist as well.
Karana.
Karana. Actually,
He'll nod.
is it possible that Karana might be able to stop the Shadowland?
No, that's not under his field of influence. He would not be able to do so.
He may be able to manipulate the ghosts, but he wouldn't be able to stop the shadow.
You would need someone specifically oriented towards that type of thing to even attempt it.
Okay.
But yes, it could be possible if you had a powerful enough god to do so.
Kraberius!
I can try. Click, 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 click.
Now, if you really wanted to do this, you would grab Wave and have him help. Have him exalt doing this.
I am going to... Kraberius, how far can you send your crabs?
Where do you need them?
I would like to know what is happening on the other islands.
I can do that
Much
easily.
information.
It's only like 2 miles away from here. It's you could even swim there.
I would simply like to know. I would like you to come with us. But if there is something that is happening on the other islands as well, we are going to need your help to let us know.
Yes, I can send them out right now.
Go for the eyes,
Excellent.
fool. Go for the eyes. Rask!
Now all we need to do is get to the Shadowland and have a lunar declare war on the Shadowland to attack it.
uh...
That technically would be possible.
No, not that.
Game breaking from Jaffer.
Yes. Hey Jaffer, I'm sending you a message. Go ahead and refund that, Zim.
Alright. Actually, hold on. While you have evolved Kraberius to be more, Wostein did only redeem a minor influence to add the crab.
Yeah, but I already know what the crab was, and I know.
I understand that, but I need to be consistent on the influence levels. Because you're setting a precedent.
Level.
You are setting a precedent here of a minor influence can add a literal god here that could potentially do what Jaffer is wanting and such. And that is
accept it.
that's just what I'm trying to get at here is
Well, gods are incredibly common in this world, is my understanding from the lore.
But
Yes,
to
they
the
are.
power level that we're talking of with what Kriberius might have at some point here soon, or already, or in the future, it is a bit beyond what a minor influence would do.
Using Z coins or sable crowns, there are different tiers that you can influence the game with.
I mean, the idea here is that Jaffer is compounding onto that influence, isn't it?
Jaffer
he-
is, I would say check with Jaffer, make adjustments as make sure that he is comfortable with whatever you want, whatever you've got in mind.
Oh, I already
And
sent a
then
message to him.
Okay. And then I can accept it, accept his game breaking to basically be an addition to what Wostein did. But I have to be strict on making sure that things are consistent.
Yeah, I wasn't planning to actually do anything with this for like 10 or 15 sessions. This is going to be something like really, really big deal came up. I wasn't planning to pull this card out for a while.
Yeah.
Yes. Kavirius is more than happy to use his crabs in order to...
A resplendent offering.
Thank you, Wostein, for that donation.
Thank you.
I was actually about to, it was,
Change it over.
yeah, thinking about updating the, goal for one of the DLC outfits.
And I have to say this, the spider is encroaching on the territory of House Pelps. They are known as the manipulators and liars.
But yes. Yes,
Oh
you
no,
have-
House Helps are Lannisters.
Yeah, kind of, a little bit. Do you want Kriberius to report what he sees with his crabs? Or do you guys want to start heading out there?
Nevis, we are going to start heading towards the island to bury them. But yes, I mean, I don't think it would change that much on how quickly we find out from Kriberius about the other islands.
Okay. So, Kriberius will report after a couple of minutes as you guys are making your way. It looks like the other islands are safe. Those that his crabs can reach, or that are nearby. It looks like those ones are safe. He does report from this village, the one that was attacked. It was brutal. There are body parts all over. People were basically almost shredded apart. Hacked apart limb from limb, men, women, and children. It doesn't matter. They were all butchered, and butchered badly. Otherwise, there doesn't seem to be any signs so far that his crabs can see of anyone. Is there anything you would want him to specifically look for?
Nevis is going to have him keep an eye out consistently, do his best to basically have his crabs go around the island discreetly, all of them, and keep an eye on them, including the one that we started on. So that way we know as soon as possible if there is trouble so we can get back there.
Okay. It looks like after some time, as you guys are making your way across to the island, it's going to be about hours travel to get there. According to this, it looks like there is another 3 little islands, like maybe with like 50 to 100 people for each little village on this island. All 4 of them are dead, just like the first.
Wait, what?
Sorry, blah, 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 blah. So you know the village that was wiped out on this island that you're traveling to?
Yes.
Yes, there were 3 other villages as well on this island.
Okay.
All 4 of them together combined have been wiped out to a man. And it's the same site in those other 3 villages as the one you were traveling to.
Okay.
This is gonna take work to get this.
And that is why Nevis brought half of his army, because they can definitely put in some manpower to get that done. As fast as possible.
Yes. With that roll from before, Toshime, you would have been able to tell Nevis about things to do in order to mitigate ghosts and to keep them from attacking, in case you can't get all the bodies buried and such.
And something else that he should know. We need to find out which way they prefer to be buried. Whether it's the old ways, whether it's animist under their god, or under the houses.
The village elder would have been able to explain that to you guys before you left. That they prefer a more natural way of returning to nature and then returning to the cycle.
Okay, I don't have to get out the Imperial books.
No, you don't.
The ancient text.
And before long, you guys arrive. Like 10 minutes before you even got there, the smell of a charnel house reached your nose. Like you could just smell the death. You could almost feel it like a physical presence as you arrived there and got onto the dock. And bodies as far as you can see. It is... Nevis, you've seen massacres before in war. This is worse than those. These people had no chance to even try to fight back. These people were just butchered as easily as like someone would kill like a chicken for slaughter. These people couldn't run. Even if they tried, they just would have been cut down or hunted by whatever did this. And there's a couple of 100 dead people at least here. Based on like the amount of blood, the body parts. It's very, very brutal.
What does Cyril think?
Are you asking him?
Yeah?
Observation. Given the stretches of what would appear to be not even battle, but very much slaughter, it appears as though the forces of which these people had faced was much more powerful than them.
You can also see the body parts of the mercenaries too. They did not fare any better in the slightest.
Theory. What we may be dealing with here may be something akin to an exaltation. Perhaps even many exaltations.
Out of character. Hey, look, it's a perfect time to construct a bone strider.
Don't worry about it.
Let's get to work putting these people to rest.
Can I have an investigation roll, please? Sorry, no, awareness roll. Awareness roll.
From everyone?
Awareness.
From everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
I seem to have expended my luck today.
Everybody got one. Yay, no botches.
Okay. That is enough. It wasn't actually trying to be stealthy or anything. You guys can see as you guys begin to move further into town, you almost miss it. But you can see what looks to be footprints in the blood and the offal. And it looks like it's leading towards a temple. Like a little makeshift tiny temple hut in this village.
Hmm.
Should we explore that?
Question.
Yes, it was a question.
Yes, it was a very good one.
All we heard was
I've
question.
done a lot of the stuff in this game so far, so I would like to hear you two do some of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look at Toshimi because Cyril is not. Cyril is a very passive character when it's not directly in his interests.
And in we go, into the spider's den.
As you make your way into the temple, you can see what looks to be a man sitting at a table. He looks very relaxed. He is utterly spotless. His hair is jet black. Skin pale as the grave. He looks to be wearing a simple black jacket and some leather pants. Just good, strong travel pants by the look of it.
Where have I seen this before last game?
I don't know what you're talking about. And it appears he is reading something. Some sort of text from a what looks to be actually a scroll now that you get a closer look at it. I see. So that's how they did it. Excellent, excellent. He kind of looks up. Oh, pardon me. How rude. I didn't realize there was anyone left alive on this island. Though you do not look like you are from here, as he looks at Cyril.
Agreement. I am not from around here.
Yes, I can tell. Now, if you don't mind, I have quite a lot of work to do, and I really need to get back to my research if I'm going to finish it in time.
If you don't mind me asking, what would you be finishing?
I need to research funerary customs here.
And I'll look around, see what type of god this place is supposed to be worshipping.
It looks like a nature god, some sort of nature god, by the look of it. Though you can see lots of different like animals on the altars, so it looks like there were multiple gods they worship, probably very minor, weak gods.
Well, I think we better get back to taking care of the dead.
Taking care of the dead, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you care about the dead?
Help prevent the angry ghosts.
I see. Despite not being from around here, you care enough to try to prevent such a thing?
Yes, it would affect the whole area around.
I see. I am the Ebon Prince. I have a longer title, however, time is short, so I would just give you the trunated version for the moment. I was sent here by my lord in order to try to weaken his opposing rival. And I only recently arrived here. When I did, I found everything, well, very, very dead.
Query. Do you ask us why we care for the dead? Because you do as well.
The dead are my reason for living, you could say. I care and watch over the dead. I ensure that they carry about their tasks for the living, that they give aid, knowledge, and whatever assistance that they can to the living in exchange for proper offerings and remembrance by the living to the dead, so that the dead can live in comfort within the underworld should they choose not to move on. If one side gets difficult, I mediate it and ensure a proper way of things, so that the dead may serve the living and the living may serve the dead.
Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and get in on this. So you are not the one that killed these people.
No, I arrived and they were already dead. My guess is it was one of the others around here who killed them, likely to make an army or for resources, though. I have a doubt on the second part simply due to the fact the bodies were left here rather than taken to be used as materials for crafting. This also could be used as a beachhead for invasion, possibly, due to the Shadowland that will likely form within the next several hours. One could easily traverse the underworld in hours to travel days in this world, if one knows the proper ways.
Ah, so this is another portal.
It can be, I suppose, yes. Yeah, travel through the underworld can be a lot faster than traveling in the material world. However, it is much more dangerous. And it is not an exact science because the exact opposite can also happen if you're not careful.
I'm sorry, Kerr.
You know he had
What
to do
are
it to
you
you.
going to do?
I am a Dawncast.
What? Okay, for those of us that do not know, what does that mean here?
That means I'm going to put essence motes into my anima banner to make it to go to 10, which will make it just like Day's Light, which will prevent a Shadowland.
Uh-huh.
And what does that mean?
The Shadowland can't form unless the sun falls. As long as his anima banner shines and it counts as sunlight, basically.
Why is this funny?
Because he can prevent the Shadowland from opening in this village as long as he's there.
The plan fails.
But there are 3 other villages on this island. You wouldn't be able to do them all.
Mm-hmm.
And this is only a temporary measure. Once you leave, the Shadowland will form. But this does buy you protection. This does protect you. But don't worry, everything will be fine.
But you know how far an anima banner is at 10?
Yes.
Wouldn't that cover most of the island?
Yes, actually. Yes, it would. This island is not large.
So he could stop a Shadowland from forming on this island, on this entire island.
Teach my hamster to suck eggs.
Yeah, but he has to stay
I
there
have to
basically.
stay here until things are prepared, until the bodies are taken care of.
Even then, the death weakens this area. You would still need sorcery to reinforce it. Otherwise, it's gonna form. You can prevent the Shadowlands for as long as you keep this up, but unless you have someone who can perform sorcery to do so, go ahead and refund that for right now. You don't have any sorcerers at the moment to stop the Shadowland. So
I mean,
you wouldn't actually
Nevis has sorcerers in his army.
not sorcerers who can perform the proper
Burial right.
not the proper spells. This is a higher working on what they can do. You would need someone like Ferris to do this. Or someone actually no, it would be someone higher than Ferris. You would need a celestial exalt to do this. So someone like a solar or a lunar who's trained in it. You could try to ask someone to send a call out to try to get someone here in time. The god might know someone who could come, but you would have to ask him.
Corvirius, can you send out a call for someone that could possibly stop this Shadowland from forming?
Yeah, he looks over at the on the shrine. There's a little crab. He will nod. I'll try. And then he will hop off, run over to the little figure of the crab, and literally just jump at it. And it's like going through a door, and he just vanishes.
The beacons are lit. Crabirius calls for aid.
Nevis is going to take his old spear and he'll lay it before the altar.
You think you can actually stop the Shadowland from forming?
A Shadowland would be dangerous to this area of the world, and I have promised protection to the people here.
Joke.
Interesting. He'll stand up. Perhaps we can speak more once our work is done. I believe we should get to work trying to take care of the bodies here. I believe I have enough of their funerary rites to be able to make sure that it works decently well.
My character has contacts, but I don't want to do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nevis, what do you think of the Immaculate Order coming to help?
Absolutely not.
They would actually be able to close the Shadowland. But then I would be deemed heretical, along with everybody else.
Ah, yes, heresy.
About the only way to do that would be contact them in the morning after the sun rises, and then get off the island.
So, what do you guys do? Do you guys get to work taking care of the bodies then?
Yep.
So, as you work, You get the feeling of being watched.
Well, Guaco, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't Guaco going to be doing the anima banner thing?
Yeah, when it gets closer to night.
I thought it was
But
falling
the-
tonight.
I can still work while I have an anima banner.
Yep.
Oh, I figured he would need to, stay in the center of the island to make sure it's all covered, but...
It's a miles high flare of light.
Yeah.
Ah. So it could probably be seen from the other island.
Yes, it can. Yeah. It's only like a mile away for the other island, so yeah, you'd be able to see it.
And if you look at my icon, that's also why I was saying.
And as you guys prepare, as you guys work, you can feel like you're being watched, like something is coming. And then you hear the first shouts of warning from your guards.
And you hear the first and forsaken lion.
Wait, you're talking about my boss?
Out of character.
I know. End of session, because we are down a player and I want him here because you guys will probably need a full party to face this person.
Aw.
I didn't expect him to just have to go to bed this early.
Oh, he didn't have to. He just kind of, decided to.
Tired.
You can plow through things while tired. He's just weak. Weak bloodline.
I just realized I had the wrong logo up this entire time.
Slow clap for Zim, everybody. Slow clap.
Howls of the Death Singer.
There's the proper title or logo and stuff. Here in the last minute. Oh, boy.
7 sales.
Well, this has been about death.
True. True. Now I
And
have
of
to-
course, us being watched, that's going to be interesting with a full anima banner with them sailing up on us.
Don't worry, everything will be fine.
Especially if there's multiple enemies.
Everything will be fine because I'm not using undead against you.
I'm a Dawncast. They are the melee focus.
You notched my blade, sonchild. Do commend that achievement to your
Okay,
ancestors.
those enemies coming, have you given each and every single one of them a name?
Yes.
I want that full list of each and every single one.
Which charm is that?
That's just me being
that's-
a lunar period.
Yeah, that's a lunar ability.
Nameless enemies, well, because I'm full moon, but yeah, nameless enemies literally cannot hurt me at all.
Yeah, it takes a boss to actually hurt him. Don't worry, everything will be fine.
So this one's name is Larry. This is Curly. This is Mo.
Oh god, you just killed Bob! Why did you kill Bob? He was gonna retire next week.
So, Zim, what's your anima effect?
Your full anima banner once it's full.
All right. Well, unfortunately, everybody, that is the end of the stream for tonight. We've got things going on here, so I'm not gonna keep going, but thank you all so much for joining for Ebon Sales Exalted. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, and more there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is because of your support that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. I really cannot do this without your guys' help and support. You keep this channel going, you keep it alive. I cannot do this without you guys, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It is one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by simply sharing the stream around, as well as grabbing some merchandise over at zgfgaming.store, or grabbing some of the stream loots packs. That also supports the channel. But for now, thank you all so much again for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Hi everyone. Thank you all for coming. I hope you guys all had fun.
Bye, everyone. Next time, I'm gonna limit break.
Everything will be fine.
I will be back tomorrow. We're doing Cur Tales this week, Cur.
We shall do my best.
You will.
I will do my very best.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.